Chip, this is Vic from The Athletic. I want to ask you, one, what excites you about coming back to NFL? And two, what excites you about working with Pete Carroll?
Two good questions. Obviously this is the highest league of football and the competition is at an all-time high. I enjoyed my experiences in the league. The last time I was here, you have to be prepared every single week in the National Football League. Every team, I don't know the exact number of how many one-score games there are, but they're prevalent. And usually it comes down to a play. So it's that competition that drives you. And then when Pete reached out and I had a chance to visit with him, I've got great respect for my coach against him. My first year in the Pac-10, and I did say Pac-10, that's how long ago it was. Pete was still at SC, and then he left to go, for his 14-year journey up in Seattle. And obviously, the success he had. He won a national championship as a coach at the college level. He won a Super Bowl in the NFL, and I think everybody in the coaching profession, if you get a chance to work with Pete Carroll, you're pretty excited about it. And then, talking with John Spytak and Mark Davis and just where everybody is aligned in this organization, and then getting a chance to talk to Tom Brady, about what he feels he can help Pete with and Mark with, and I was just excited about the alignment of everybody.
Chip, Pete and John in their introductory press conference talked about how the Raiders, the franchise just means a little bit more. What does it mean to you to join this franchise and to come to this city?
Well, I got a little bit of experience. I had an opportunity to coach Howie Long's son, Kyle Long, when I was at Oregon, and got to know Howie and Diane and their family really, really well. And to just listen to Howie talk about his experience as a player and what it meant to him, being an East Coast guy coming out of the Boston area, playing at Villanova, and then coming to the West Coast to play for the Raiders, and the history and the tradition of this program speaks for itself. To the catchphrases that I think everybody uses in everyday life, just win, baby, on some of the things that Al Davis himself and the imprint that he had on this league, is special. So it's one of the iconic franchises and really fortunate to be here.
Hey, Chip, Vinny Bonsignor with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Welcome to Las Vegas. You spent 7 years now in college football after, the time that you had in the NFL. To the extent that you could bring what you were doing in college to the NFL, is there crossover there? And are you starting to see a little bit more of what the college game is offering offensively in the NFL?
Yeah, I think football is football. And I heard a long time ago to make this up, but if you weren't in the room with Amos Alonzo Stagg and Newton Rockne when they invented this game, then you stole the idea from somebody. So, I think the game is cyclical. It has its ebbs and flows. The offense gets pulled out ahead and starts to score a lot more points, and then the defenses catches up and they're shutting people down. There's things that will be run Sunday in this Super Bowl that were run at the high school level. I think Andy Reid does a great job of watching football at every single level. I watch football at every single level, and you watch the guys that are really, really good at this game. And football flows up and down now. It goes from the high school level to there's a really good scheme that trickles into the college level. That college level gets copied up to the NFL, and then vice versa. So I think the game is at an all-time high because I think the coaching is at an all-time high because I think with the advent of social media, YouTube, and things like that, as people's access to film and tape is more prevalent. So you can see more things that people are doing throughout all of football. But I think I see it blending a lot more now. There's obviously some things. I think the quarterback gets run a little bit more at the college level, but then you look at what Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are doing at this level in running the football. So it's really become really wide open, and I'm excited to be at the highest level and in the opportunity to go against the best coaches in the world.
Hey, Chip, it's Tashawn Reed from The Athletic. Obviously, there's a lot of differences between the game at the college level compared to the NFL. What did you learn from your 4 seasons that you spent coaching in the NFL that you think can help you this time around?
Yeah, I mean, some of it is just schematically. The field is different. The hash marks are different. There's certain things that it's a lot wider field in the college area when the ball's on the hash and a lot smaller area into the boundary. The ball seems if you're a college guy, that the ball seems like it's more in the middle of the field. Just talking about it from a schematic standpoint, I think that's a big thing. Some of the clock running rules have been adopted a little bit at the college level. They have a 2-minute warning now that they never had before. In the college game, it was a lot longer. You had more plays because of the clock stop situation that they had there. They've adjusted that a little bit. So I think the number of plays at the college level has gone down, and it's closer to what the same amount of plays and drives that you have at the NFL level. So some of that's getting a little bit closer, but I still think the biggest difference in college football and professional football is the hash marks.
Chip, just to go off the path for a second, Dan Mullen really well. When you heard UNLV, what did you think, and why do you think he can succeed?
Yeah, Danny's a heck of a football coach, and has had unbelievable success, as an assistant in Florida with Urban, and then taking over, and what he did to take Mississippi State to a #1 ranking, was phenomenal. Been a head coach in Florida, and if you're a coach, I think you learn in this profession, especially if you go and you keep moving out, that you don't buy, you rent. Because you're not going to stay everywhere for the length of your coaching career. The days of people, the Joe Paternos and the Bobby Bowdens that stayed somewhere for 20 plus years. I think Kirk Ferentz may be the only one left doing that. So you do move around. But Danny, I thought he did a great job in television. I thought he was sharp, and I've known him for a long time. And then when he got the UNLV job, I thought that was a really, really good hire, because I thought Barry Odom did an unbelievable job at UNLV. But I think Danny's going to do a great job there, and I'm excited to kind of catch up with him back when we get into Vegas.
Hi, Coach. My name is Alex Eshelman. I'm with Channel 13 Sports here in Las Vegas. Congratulations on the new role. What are your initial goals just stepping into this role, and specifically talking about the quarterback room? What do you hope to add and also utilize the current talent there?
Yeah, I am just got here. So I'm getting a computer right now to look at film and start to analyze the personnel that's here, with our personnel department and with Pete, and trying to put this thing together. The most important thing on the forefront for us, and one of the things that I think is really difficult for every coach when you start at a new job, is staffing. And that's really what our focus and concentration is on right now, putting together the best staff we possibly can for the Vegas Raiders. And we'll all get back in. We actually start next Tuesday. I kind of got a jump start of things and want to get here as quick as possible. But that's right now. We're talking about staffing, and we haven't had one discussion about personnel or kind of what direction or what that will look like as we move forward.
Hi, Coach. Heidi Fang, Las Vegas Review-Journal. I'm just wondering how much you're looking forward to the challenges of creating a competitive offense within the AFC West, especially when you see the Chiefs here in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, the Chiefs and what Jim's doing with the Chargers, and obviously Sean Payton is a Super Bowl champ himself over in Denver. So, and I heard that from some people, do you really want to go in that division? But I think if you're a competitor, you do, and if you have a chance to win that division, then that means you beat the best. And the best that's playing in football right now is the Chiefs. They're the reigning Super Bowl champs. They're back in the game again. So if that's your goal and you want to get there, you're going to have to beat them. So that's what our focus is on, is to win this division. That means you're in the playoffs and you get a chance to compete for the whole thing. So there's really good coaching in this division. But just like there is across the NFL, you don't get to be a coach in the National Football League if you don't know what you're doing. So all of the competition every single week in this league is hard. But to be in this division, I think you're going against the best, and that's what you want to do if you're a competitor.
Hey, Chip, Paul Gutierrez here from ESPN. What does the prototypical Chip Kelly quarterback look like, and what do you need to make your offense go in terms of the quarterback position?
I think it depends on the personnel, because you can't build a quarterback. We don't have a scientific lab here where we could say we want a 6'5" guy that's 250 pounds and runs 4.4 and can make every throw. You can't do that. You have to look at what is available to you, whether it's through the draft or through free agency or on the current roster, and then what are their strengths, and then how do we design our offense around their strengths, because it has to be designed around how the quarterback plays. So I think it's really your evaluation of the personnel that's available to you, and then fitting them into that system, and I've had an opportunity when I was in the NFL. I thought Nick Foles did an unbelievable job in Nick's first year when we were in Philly, threw 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and did a great job. I had a chance to coach Mike Vick, who's one of the all-time greatest athletes to ever play, and enjoyed it. And then Mike got hurt, and then Nick took over, so we had to kind of do two different things, but two really special players right there. But in my first year, kind of ran into that when I was in Philly. So I think you have to be able to adapt to what you have, and that's putting those guys in position to make plays and then let them go make plays, because I think this league is always about the players, and it will always still be about the players. So find out what they do well and try to actuate those traits. And then if there are some weaknesses, can you kind of mask them and cover them up a little bit?
Hi, Chip. Levi Damian from USA Today. Just take us back a year ago where you left a head coaching position to take the offensive coordinator job at Ohio State. And what went into that decision? And could you have envisioned at that point that a year later you'd be called back to the NFL?
Second answer, no. That wasn't, I don't think you can never plan a linear path in this profession, and probably in any profession, to be honest with you. But, part of it was in our bowl game a year ago against Boise, our quarterback coach had left to go be the coordinator at Oregon State. And then, so for those 2.5 weeks before the bowl game, I got a chance to coach the quarterbacks again and coach a position again. And I think my wife remarked, like, I hadn't seen you this happy in a long time. But I think you start to really think and get the perspective of, the essence of why you do what you do. And I really enjoyed, the one-on-ones with the quarterbacks, being with a specific group. As a head coach, you're in every meeting. You're in the O-line meeting, then you're in the D-line meeting, but you miss that, just having a position group. And I think that really kind of, I thought about it. And when an opportunity presented itself, like, would you consider not being a head coach anymore, to just be a coordinator and just be a position coach? It was appealing, and it was also at Ohio State with someone that I know very, very well that I coach with. I coached in college and recruited him, and Ryan played for me. And then I had an opportunity to coach with him in the NFL. So I had a pretty good feel of what I thought it was going to be like if I went there. And I just really kind of rekindled, my love for just coaching football. I think sometimes as a head coach, those roles turn into a little bit more of a CEO at the college level. With the advent of NLI and the transfer portal and some of those other things, I think coaches are getting pulled in a lot of different directions, and it's away from actually coaching football. And I just really enjoyed coaching football. And so the opportunity at Ohio State was that we had an amazing experience. The fact that could be a small part in that team winning the national championship was really cool, and a chance to watch some players that were amazing, that persevered and showed great resiliency, and get a chance to say they're champions for the rest of their life was pretty cool. And then this opportunity came up after, we beat Notre Dame. And I started to think about it a little bit, and so I said, as I said earlier, I would only go somewhere where I felt really confident in the alignment from the ownership to the personnel to the head coach. And I really felt that when I met with Pete.
Hey, Chip, congratulations. It's Nick Walters with Channel 13. This is a unique position where the Raiders have had a revolving door of coaches and quarterbacks for not just years, but decades now. They're so new to a city, trying to grow their fan base. How do you view this challenge, not just trying to bring stability to an iconic franchise, but also seeing the challenge of it being in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I view it with excitement. I think what Mark built here, and I just got into this facility here, and this has to be the best in the National Football League. And, if this some people talk about commitment to excellence, but I think you can see by the look of this building and then the stadium that they play in that they are committed to it. And so it's our job as a coaching staff to come in here and execute that vision that Mark has for this organization. And it's there's no better group to do it with Pete and Spy and Tom Brady and the group of guys that are starting to be collected in this building, and we get to go to work with them every day. I look at it as excitement. I'm kind of fired up to be in Vegas and be in this situation right now.
Chip Carter-Owen with the Raiders. Where do you think you grew the most in your time around the college game and as a play caller and as a coach?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think sometimes you don't think internally and trying to think about where you grew, but I think try to stay on top of the game, and where the game is headed. We huddled a lot this year, didn't run a lot of plays. We had starting from our head coach on down, had a great vision for how to play a 16-game season, and what toll that takes on your players. And, so how do we manage that with player load and some of the other things that we can do, mixing in the sports science, and understanding that, which was drastically different from, when I was a college coach at Oregon and we were trying to get as many snaps a game in as possible and running guys off the field. I think we've evolved that way, just because I think the game itself has evolved. I think there's a trend overall that the number of snaps, both at the college level and the NFL level, are down. So you have to adjust that way. So I think that's really one of the biggest things, going from those 5 wides, fast, no huddle, breakneck speed, shiny helmets to getting in a huddle and playing with 12 personnel is a little bit different, but you still get the same amount of points when you get the ball across the goal line, whether you run it across or throw it across. So we're just trying to get some first downs and score some points.
All right, we're going to do 2 more questions. We'll go Alex and Vinny to wrap it up.
Coach, kind of a silly one, but where did your love for football first start? And then kind of a 2-parter, your number one thing that defines your coaching philosophy, or what is your coaching philosophy?
I just think growing up, it was the one sport. I grew up in a town where everybody played multiple sports and everybody was a 3-sport athlete. Obviously, there was a change of seasons in New Hampshire, so there wasn't a lot of outdoor sports going on in the wintertime there because of the snow on the ground. So you were either a basketball player or a hockey player. And so I love football, gravitated to it. I think the amount of people it takes to be successful and the team aspect of it was always something that I was really admired. Offensive linemen are different than wide receivers, but they can all still play the game. So it was just something that was ingrained in me. And I came from a town where sports were the focus for all youth. And no matter what sport you played, there was great backing and great coaching. So those people set a great tone for myself coming out of there. And it's ironic. I know they talked about Danny Mullen today, but we're from the same hometown. Ryan Day is from that same hometown. So it's pretty cool that the 3 of us are still coaching at all various places. Ryan at Ohio State, Danny at UNLV, and me here is pretty cool. And then my coaching philosophy, very simple, and I'd be silly if it wasn't, is now very 3 words: just win, baby.
Chip, you had mentioned kind of going back to your roots to rediscover the love for football coaching, being singularly focused on the offensive side of the ball. Not to put any carts ahead of any horses, but have you ruled out being a head coach again, or do you feel like you've kind of found your calling as an offensive coordinator?
I think you got the cart way ahead of the horse. I'm really, really excited to be here with Pete, and I think anybody that tries to look too far down the road is you're going to get run over. You better make sure you concentrate on exactly what's right in front of you. And I don't have to be a head coach again. That's not something I need to do or a box I need to check. I just really enjoy coaching, and I'm fired up to be around Pete. He's got an infectious personality that I think will pervade through this entire organization. And really the challenge to go against the best in the world, player wise and coaching wise is what I want to do, and really not concerned. If I never coach again after this season, then I would have a life that I never dreamed I could ever have in football. But I'm going to coach for a long, long time, as long as someone will have me. And whether that's as a position coach or as a head coach or as a coordinator, I'm not really caught up in that stuff.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Look forward to meeting you in person.